Welcome back. My name is Kunmi. In today's tutorial, I will be showing you how to cut and sew three different styles of shopping bags. These bags are simple, practical, and reusable, perfect for carrying fabrics or everyday items in a neat and stylish way. Let's get started. Let's start with the first bag. The length I will be using is 26 inches, while I will be using 11.5 for the width. Mind you, the fabric I'm using is called cotton fabric. Now, there are different types of cotton fabric. They differ in texture, they differ in look. This particular one I'm using looks like jeans fabric, but it's a lot stronger than jeans fabric. um you're just going to have to basically look for something strong that can stand the test of time. So you open up like this and fold it just the way you see me do, and then you come to one of the corners. You can start from the left, you can start from the right. Mark 2.5, mark 2.5 here as well. Mark 2.5 here and connect with your ruler, basically to form a square shape. Then we go over to the other side and do the same thing. Come in by 2.5, go upward by 2.5, do the same on the other side and connect with your ruler. The next thing we are going to do is to trim out like this. I'm going to stitch the two sides with 0.5 and then I'll overlock the edges. Can you see? I have stitched and I have overlocked. I'll notch this place. Then I'm going to ensure that the notched region aligns with the side of the bag, and I'm going to secure with my pin. Thereafter, I'll go over to my sewing machine and stitch with 0.5, then overlock. I have done that, and this is what it looks like on the inside. This is what the base looks like. We're almost done. Fold it into two and notch the center. So this is the hand. It is 9 inches long and it is 3 inches wide. So there are two ways of stitching the end of the bag. You either fold into two like this and stitch with 0.5, then you turn it, or fold it into half at both sides and stitch downward like this. You keep folding as you stitch. I'll be using this second method. It's a lot easier. So I have stitched. Having done that, I have 1 inch left. Open up like this, and then we are going to position the ends of the bag. Remember, we notched the center of the bag, right? So from the notch region to the left, mark 2.7. From the notch region to the right, mark 2.7. Secure with pin. Do the same for the other side and measure round, just like you see me do. I have 45 inches. I will go ahead and cut facing with it. So I have done that. I cut a facing of 45 inches and then I give it 0.5 sewing allowance. I have stitched the sewing allowance, and then the other side of the facing, I'm just going to give that region a notch and I'm going to position it like this all around my bag. The right side of my facing is facing the right side of my bag. Now I'm going to pin all around. Then I'll go over to my sewing machine and stitch with 0.5. There's no need to overlock this region. So I have stitched, as you can see. So the next thing to do is to top stitch. So I have top stitched. Can you see how well rested it's looking already? So I'm going to come to the rough side, place my facing like this and fold in 0.5 inch. I'm going to secure with my pin. I will repeat this process all around till I get back to this starting point. So I have done that. The next thing to do is to fold this part upward and secure with pin. What we are going to do afterward is to stitch as close as possible to the edge. So before stitching it, this is what it looks like with no structure. And after stitching it, this is what it looks like. I threw in one of my books in here to show you the beauty of the bag. This is the second style we would be making. I'm so sorry. I didn't realize that every of my previous actions were not recorded. Nevertheless, I'm going to try and do justice to it. So my fabric is on fold, two folds, and the length is 14 and the wideness before I stitched and overlocked was 13.5. So turn it to the fold it into two like this, and notch the center. Now, just like we did for the previous bag, from the notched region to the left, mark 2.7, and on the other side of the notch, mark 2.7 again. I will do the same thing on the other side. The length of the hand is 11.5. The bag is going to have two ends, just like the previous one we did. Fold like this and stitch. I've done that. Place the hand on the bag and pin, just like we did for the previous bag. This bag is also going to have facing, like the previous bag. Mind you, the length of the hand is now 22.5 instead of 23. I decided to reduce it. Having marked the roundness of the upper part of the bag, I have cut the facing. I have joined it with 0.5 inch on one side. I have also gone ahead to notch. I have also placed it on the bag with the right side. The right side of my facing is facing the right side of the bag, and this is what I have. This is the second style we would be making. Guys, this is what inspired me. I realized people now make these as souvenirs. So this is a business idea. If you are looking at expanding your services, you may want to adopt this. All you need to do is to just go over to a printer and tell them whatever design you would like them to print on it. You can also work around beads, anything, just be creative. This is the third bag we would be making. The length is 14 and the width is 13. I also have a lining that is cut in the exact shape of the main fabric. You can choose to place your pocket like this, and this is how it's going to look like. You can just fold in 1.5 inch in. You do it like this and then you stitch. You can even decide to slant it, and then you place the other side of the fabric on it and stitch like this. This is what it looks like when slanted. We'll be working differently on this one. This bag is going to have pockets, and not just that, it's also going to have a lining. So if it sounds like what you would like to see, just hold on. So I'm going to stitch with 0.5 at the base and at the on the two sides. This is the lining, 13 inches wide and 14 inches long, just the same as the main fabric. Come to wherever you decide to have as the upper part and mark 2 inches. Connect together and trim out. Although you are trimming out 2 inches, you are going to be replacing it with a fabric that is 3 inches deep. The extra 1 inch is going to be seam allowance for both the black and the piece you are attaching. Do you understand? You are going to place it like this and stitch with 0.5, then you flip and top stitch. So I have done that, guys. I've top stitched and this is what I have. This is the pocket. It's as wide as the lining. I'm going to fold the upper part with 1 inch and I'll come back to show you what needs to be done. I didn't exactly measure this. I just cut what I liked, but I think it's about 8 inches length. So this is what I have. I was only particular about the width because it has to be the same with the lining. So I have notched the center as you can see, and I will decide. Let me just come down by 1.5. This is me deciding where I want the purse to start from. I came down by 1.5. I'm going to place it on it like this, and then I'm going to indicate where it ends. I will connect together with my ruler. I will come up by 0.5. All of these details are just to ensure accuracy. Connect like this. So I'm going to place the pocket, the right side of the pocket on the right side of the lining. I placed it on the second line that I marked and I'm going to stitch with 0.5 and top stitch. I've done that, can you see? Now, can you see that the upper part is resting on that line? The wideness is 13 inches, don't forget. So the midpoint is 6.5. I'm going to indicate that and rule it. Can you see? I'm going to stitch directly on that line. So I'm going to place the other side of the lining. I will stitch with 0.5 on both sides and at the base. Mind you, I'm going to leave a little spacing at the center. May not be at the center, but just leave a little spacing. So I've stitched like I said, and this is what I have. There really is no need overlocking the sides of the lining. There is no need at all. Can you see the purse? So this is the space we left at the base. This is the end. Make it as long as you want. This is my preference. Once again, I'm going to fold it by 0.5 on both ends and I'm going to fold it again. Then I'll stitch. While you can play around how long you want the hand of your bag to be, I would strongly advise that you go, the width of the hand does not go lower than 3 inches. Now I have attached the hand of the bag. This is quite different from the first two we did in that it has no facing because we are using a lining. So this is the right side of the lining. Flip it to the wrong side. Mind you, leave the main fabric, leave the main bag on the right side, but turn your lining to the wrong side. Now put your bag, which is on the right side, inside your lining. Can you see? This way you would notice that the right side of your fabric is now facing the right side of your lining. Pin the upper part of the bag all around After which you will go over to your sewing machine and stitch with 0.5. So I have stitched with 0.5. We are going to pull out the bag from that hole, that little space we left the other time. And when we are done pulling everything out, we'll go over to the little space and stitch. We are going to close it. We are going to close it with 0.5. Can you see? I have closed it and this is what it looks like. So I'm going to push it in. Then I'll go to the upper part, ensure all corners are out. I'll come over to the upper part and I'm going to stitch as close as possible to the upper part. I'm going to just so it's the fabric at that region can rest well. You will spot the difference. I'm going to show you. Stitch as close as possible. This is what it looks like when you stitch as close as possible to the upper part of the bag. I'm going to do this all around by the way, and this is what it looks like when you don't stitch it, so you can see that stitching is better. I went ahead to give each of the bags a very good press. As you can see, they are well rested now and they look pretty good. I'm going to decide on whatever design I would like to have on them, whether to bead it, whether to work on it with Ankara fabric or take it to the printer. I'm going to decide on that one after now. So here is a quick one. I decided to make these bags for two reasons. Number one is because people are finally incorporating these bags into, especially the tote bag, into their list of souvenirs. So I consider this to be a business ideas. If you've been looking at broadening your services, you may want to add this to a list of other things you do. The second reason why I decided to make this back is because sometimes when I hang out with friends, when I go to church, when I go to events, people meet me up there with fabrics. In most cases, those fabrics come in polythene bags or bags that do not really complement my dressing. So I have had to think of what to do, and then I came at the decision of making a fancy bag that could help me carry fabrics regardless of what the occasion is. So with this, we've come to the end of this tutorial, guys. I hope you had a good time with me. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel till I come your way in my next tutorial. Bye, guys.